Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I will be talking about Premier League Match Week 8 preview and prediction. As we all know that this is the last match week before another boring international break, so I hope Premier League will entertain us before another boring 2 weeks. Before I start my prediction, please subscribe to my channel and please smash the like button. The like target for this video will be 17. Brighton versus Burnley. This is a very important game for both teams because the result is not going on their way, but they are playing some really promising football. Brighton, since the start of the season, they've been playing some really fascinating football, but the result is not on their way. On the other hand, for Burnley as well, they've been playing some really decent football the last 2-3 games, but the result once again is not on their way. So we're going to expect a very good game. Both teams will be looking for a win, and whoever wins this game, the fans and the players are going to be very delighted. So I think this is going to be a very close clash. Both these teams are going to fight for the win, but I think Brighton will actually win this game because if you look at Brighton form, their form is also kind of so-so, I should say, compared to Burnley, who are actually losing almost all the games. Therefore, I'm going to fancy Brighton to win this game with a scoreline of 3-1. Southampton versus Newcastle. This is a very good game to watch. Both these teams are performing very well. Southampton are coming off a 4-3 win. On the other hand, Newcastle are coming off a 2-1 win. So both these teams are performing really well, but I think Southampton might actually have more quality, even though Newcastle this year, in terms of defensively, they've been playing some really promising football. Even though they did concede 4 goals against Manchester United. But if you look at the defense after that game, they've been playing really well. They drew against Wolves. They won against Everton. Even against Manchester United, their defense was really good, to be honest. So I think we're going to expect a very close affair. Both these teams will be fighting for a point, or I should say will be fighting for a win. So therefore, it's going to be a very close game. But I'm going to fancy Southampton because they've been playing some really decent football recently. And therefore, I think they'll win this game with a scoreline of 2-0. Everton versus Manchester United. This is a very good game to watch. Both these teams did start off their Premier League well, but if you look at Everton's recent form, it's not really looking good. They only got 1 point in the last 3 games, so this is not a really promising sign for them. On the other hand, for Manchester United, they're also playing some decent football. I won't say they are 100% at their best because sometimes they do play well, sometimes they play really bad. So we don't know what kind of Manchester United we're going to expect. But with Everton having a lot of injury issue and suspension and also bad form, I'm going to fancy Manchester United to win this game. And I'm going to expect this game to be a very low scoring game. So therefore my prediction will be Manchester United 1, Everton 0. Leeds United versus Crystal Palace. This is going to be a good game to watch because one team is an attacking team and the other team is a defensive team. So we're going to expect a very good game. Crystal Palace form line, I won't say it is that bad because in the last 3 games they got 4 points, including a win over Fulham and a draw against Brighton. On the other hand, Leeds United, they have been kind of disappointing, I should say, because there are some games that I thought they might actually win or draw, but they end up losing. So I would say Leeds United is kind of an unpredictable team, and especially it's going to be difficult against a team like Crystal Palace because if they score an early goal, it is really difficult to get past them. So therefore, because of that fact, I'm going to benefit Crystal Palace to win this game because of their good counter-attack football and they can really protect the lead. So this is going to be a tight affair, but I think Crystal Palace will win this game with a scoreline of 2-1. Chelsea versus Sheffield United. This is going to be a good game because Chelsea are in some really good form. Sheffield United are slowly picking up. And if you look at their performance against Manchester City, I think the reason why they lost was because the winger were not really crossing the ball in the penalty area. I think if they do put 4 to 5 more crosses in the penalty area, maybe, who knows, one of them can goes in, and this is really going to benefit them. So I think if they do put more crosses in the penalty area, I think this will really benefit Sheffield United, and that can change the whole structure of the game. But generally, I think this is going to be one-sided game, and I think Sheffield United will defensively be very organized, and Chelsea as well because they've been performing very well defensively. So I'm going to expect a very tight scoring game, and I think this is going to be a 2-0 win for Chelsea. West Ham versus Fulham. This is going to be a very good game because Fulham just picked up the first win and West Ham is in some terrific form, I should say, because their last 3 fixtures were against some tough opponent, and they got a 2 draw and a very very tight defeat against the champions. So I think we're gonna expect a very good game, and I think we're gonna expect some goals because both these teams can play some attacking football. So therefore, this is going to be a really really fascinating game to watch. From a prediction, I'm gonna fancy West Ham to win this game because they do have a little bit more quality compared to Fulham. So therefore, I think West Ham will win this game with a scoreline of 3-1. West Bromwich versus Tottenham. This is going to be a very very good game because both these teams do have a chance, because we all know Tottenham is a team that they sometimes do perform good, but when it comes to match day they play bad. And then sometimes the form line is looking bad, but when it comes to match day they'll play good. So Tottenham is kind of a very unpredictable side. And West Bromwich, I thought they have all the chances to win against Fulham, but they were just kind of a so-so side, I should say, in that game. So I don't even have much more expectation for this game, for this team anymore, because they are not really picking up as well. So from a prediction, I'm actually gonna fancy Tottenham to win this game. I think West Bromwich will give a good fight, but I think at the end of the day, Tottenham will be telling themselves we have to get a win and go to an international break with a positive note. So therefore, I think Tottenham will win this game with a scoreline of 1-0. Leicester City versus Wolves. This is going to be a very good game. Leicester City performance, I should say, has been really really good because they do have a lot of injury problem and they don't really have a big squad, but still they're performing very well. On the other hand, for Wolves, they got 10 points in the last 4 games, and I still think that this team haven't hit the peak yet, because I still think that they're getting used to each other and the new tactics from Nuno. As we all know that Nuno want more possession from Wolves instead of counter-attack football like last 2 seasons. So this is something very interesting fact about these teams, and I'm actually gonna expect a very very close game because I still think that both these teams will do a mistake which will lead to a goal, and I think this is gonna be a high scoring game, but I think this is gonna be a draw. But if I have to choose a winner, I'm gonna choose Leicester City. But from a prediction, I'm gonna go with a draw, which is gonna be 2 for Leicester City, 2 for Wolves. Manchester City versus Liverpool. A very very big game, a very very important game, because if Liverpool actually win this game, I think they will start to run away from their opponents. On the other hand, if Man City can beat or draw against Liverpool, this is gonna be a very very tight Premier League season, and I think many things are depending on this game. In terms of form line, I think Manchester City defensively has been performing very well recently, and I did say in my previous video, Manchester City defensively has been playing much better. Even though I won't say they're convincing, but they're still performing very well. For Liverpool, they are not performing well, but same as last season, a good team even win on their bad day, and this is what is happening to Liverpool. So I think this is going to be a very very good game. We're going to expect some goals, but I think Manchester City at the end of the day will be too strong, as we all know that Liverpool do have injury issue. But I won't be surprised Liverpool win this game. But from a prediction, I actually think that Liverpool will lose this game because injury issue will cause them the game. As I said, even in the last game they did play some bad football, but they were just lucky enough to get a win. Or I should say they are a class team. They win on their bad day. So nevertheless, I think this is going to be a good game, but I think Manchester City will be a little bit too good for Liverpool, and I think they will win this game with a scoreline of 3-1. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. This is going to be a good game because both these teams are performing well. Aston Villa are coming off a 4-3 defeat and a 3-0 defeat. On the other hand, Arsenal are coming off a 1-0 win against Manchester United. So Arsenal were actually playing some decent football against Manchester United, and on the other hand, Aston Villa were 4-0 down and then they caught up with 3 goals, but they still lose the game. But I still think that they did play some decent football, so therefore I think they will really press Aston Villa a lot, and I won't be surprised if Aston Villa do have more possession than Arsenal. But at the end of the day, I think Arsenal do have some really good players, and we all know that Aston Villa do have defensively problem. So a team like Arsenal who have Aubameyang, if you make a mistake against him, he's just gonna run and score. And they also got Pepe. Like the pace they got is just insane. So I think that Aston Villa will find this game a little bit difficult, especially if they miss a mistake. So from a prediction, I'm going to go with Arsenal to win this game with a scoreline of 2-0. So that's it for Premier League Match Week 8. I hope you do enjoy my video, and please give a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For international break, I'll also try to make some prediction for those international games. So yeah, please stay tuned. Goodbye.